Folks, I think that most fighting game players have a preferred side that they like to play on. For example, in Tekken, a lot of people consider it easier to Korean backdash on the left side, so people like to play as player one. And there have even been cases where in grand finals, players have called for a coin flip to get their preferred side so that they can play on the side that is more comfortable for them. But what about games where it's not whether you're on the left or the right side that matters? It's literally which controller you're using. Are you player one or player two? There are actually a large number of games where it turns out what controller port you're plugged into can have a pretty sizable effect on the match. And so, you know, in tournaments, you could maybe rock, paper, scissors, or flip a coin to decide what side you get. I would say this is still a pretty big problem. If this is something that the players have to think about, am I player one or player two, and basing their strategies around it, yeah, that's a pretty big issue. So we saw this more in older games, but it still comes up from time to time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A list of games where being player one versus player two can actually affect whether you win or lose.
Guys, it is currently snowing, like literally like 12 inches, I think. It's going crazy out there. You know what? I don't care. I am chilling. I am enjoying myself, staying cozy and warm on my Titan mattress.
That's right, guys. Today's sponsor, Titan, delivers high-quality, comfortable, and durable mattresses straight from their Arizona factory directly to your door. I've had my Titan mattress for nearly 9 months now. It is the bed that I sleep on every single night, and honestly, I really do love it. Between all the different models, I went with the Titan Elite. I wanted this one because it has a cooling cloud pillow top, and I'm really glad I did. It does a great job keeping me cool at night in the warmer months, and then in the cooler months, like right now, you know, I can bundle up with all my blankets but not get all hot and sweaty during the night. Since I've been sleeping on this mattress, I've noticed a real difference in how easy it is to get comfortable and relaxed at night before falling asleep, and that improved sleep helps me feel better all throughout the next day. You can also feel confident with a Titan mattress. They offer a limited lifetime warranty and a 120-night sleep trial, so you can make sure you have the right mattress for you. And they're super convenient. You buy them directly online yourself. There's no middleman jacking up the prices, and then they ship it straight to your door in a compact box. Open it up, unroll the mattress, and you're good to go right then and there. One thing that really impresses me about my Titan mattress is its support. They're designed to support any size body, and you can really feel it. But not only that, they're also durable. In fact, a third party tested Titan mattresses with over 200,000 rolls, double the industry norm, to prove its durability. And these things seriously do hold up over time. So if you want to start having a more supportive and comfortable sleep experience, go to titanmattress.com, click the link below, or scan the QR code to get 30% off your order with code jmcrofts. And let them know I sent you in the post-purchase survey. It really helps me out if you do that, guys. So thank you for checking that out, and thank you to Titan Mattress for sponsoring this video. All right, we can't discuss the subject of port advantage in fighting games without talking about Mortal Kombat. This is Mortal Kombat 9 from the PS3 and 360 era, and this has probably the worst implementation of port priority, the most blatant issue I think I've ever seen in a fighting game. So the way to test this is pretty straightforward. We pretty much just have to have the same controller bound to both players here. So now you can see I'm playing player one and player two. So if I press a button, both players do it at the exact same time. And there is a strange issue in this game where if both players hit each other at the same time, player one always wins. Player one always wins trades. Or another way of putting it is, there are no trades in this game. The game just always gives the hit to player one. I have never seen anything like this in a fighting game before. What were they cooking with this? What were they cooking? And it's so consistent. It's like anything you press. And you can see this will happen regardless of which character you play. So yeah, I would very highly recommend, if for whatever reason you have to play this game competitively in 2025, yeah, try to be on P1 side, because yeah, winning every trade is obviously a pretty massive advantage. Yeah, absolutely crazy that this game shipped like this. Totally insane. Another notable example of this is the beloved Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, where it turns out that being on player one's side can be a pretty big advantage for certain characters, most notably Ken. So it turns out with Ken, if we land his super, and then we super jump over the opponent, you can see we land on the other side. But now let's do it the other way. So I'm P2 Ken now, but I'll go over to the left side here. So we'll do super, and once again, we just super jump, and we end up on the front. And yeah, I mean, I can try to recreate this a few times, but basically there's like no real way for me here to end up on the other side of Ryu by simply super jumping immediately after this super. It just doesn't work. There's no way. If I'm P2, we can't cross up here. And yeah, this comes up pretty often in matches. I mean, Ken's Super R3 is famously one of the best supers in the game. You end up landing it quite a bit. So when you have the ability to do a fairly cursed mix-up afterwards, because like obviously we can do the super, we can go for a mix-up. I mean, like, what side was... I ended up on the left that time because I did it delayed. Here, I'll try to do it a little earlier this time. And, oh my god, I landed on the left again. That was so cursed. Here, let's try again. There, that time we ended up on the other side. So, like, yeah, that mixed in with, obviously, you can go for cross-up normals and stuff. You can go, like, empty jump low, and they have to guess. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous the kinds of set play and mix that Ken can get off this super on the P1 side. Obviously, the super is strong on both sides. It's just an amazing super generally, but the ability to cross the opponent up mid-screen afterwards just does add that little bit of advantage to P1 that Ken players are always going to want to rock, paper, scissors and play it on P1 in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. There's another very similar bug in Capcom vs. SNK 2. So in Capcom vs. SNK 2, normally you cannot cross up a knocked down opponent in the corner. No matter what I do here, I'm not really going to be able to get to the other side. As player one, that is. If I switch and now I'm the player two Cammy here, yeah, now when I land this throw, I can go to the other side. And yeah, this is slightly cursed. You can do like cross-ups into combos and stuff like that. And there is a specific situation that you need to get this cross-up. It has to be a knockdown where the opponent's head is towards you. But once again, even in this situation, yeah, we can't do it as P1, but as P2, we can. And once again, yeah, like this is going to lead to some pretty cursed situations because depending on the timing, you'll either end up on the front or the back. So you can see there, if we jump a little early, we end on the back. If we jump a little late, we end up on the front. So we get this super cursed mix-up. So, you know, you can get the throw, you can go for the cross-up. They didn't block it. All of a sudden, that's like 3/4 of their life gone. Here we can go for the front version. Yeah, we ended up on the front there. Kind of crazy. So once again, in these old games, we definitely tended to see this type of issue more often. But once again, if you have the option to pick what side, side 2 is generally going to be the preferable one on CVS 2. It's interesting because I feel like usually side 1 is the one that has the advantage, but CVS 2 is maybe the only game I've been able to find for this list where P2 can do something that P1 cannot. All right, next up, I want to take us into the world of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yes, this game does have some bugs, but a lot of the really obvious and kind of egregious ones did kind of get patched out for the later versions. I'm playing on the PC version where most stuff other than things like, you know, Team Aerial Combo Infinite, most stuff that's like super obviously a bug has kind of been patched out of this game. But there are some things that are still in there that are a little notable, including one bug that does depend on whether you're player 1 or player 2. So in this game, there is a rule that you may only call an assist 1 time per combo. So you can see if I do something like this, I can't repeat that combo because Arthur is going to be locked out. I won't be able to call this assist again until the combo ends. But there is a way to break this rule. If you block an attack the game thinks that the combo ended, and it lets you recall the same assist. So we can do something like this, and then block the bomb, and then the game goes, oh, he blocked the assist, let's let him call it again. So you can call the assist during the combo, and you can call the assist again during the combo, and then you can call the assist again during the combo, and yeah, pretty soon you're getting into TOD territory here with all these assist calls. So yeah, kind of ridiculous. I don't know why this works, but of course, if we try this as P2, it simply does not work. And you can even see up at the top, the A2 on Beautiful Joe will stay grayed out for the entire combo. There is actually no way to call this assist multiple times during one combo. The assist will forever remain grayed out. But here on P1 side, if you watch closely, you'll see the exact moment the assist gets ungrayed so that I can call it again. So yeah, very funny glitch. It adds a little bit of sauce to this Beautiful Joe shocking pink assist that you don't see that often. And it's just a very odd thing. Why does blocking the bomb reset the assist timer, but only on P1 side? The world may never know. So yeah, yet another reason, although this is very specific, if you happen to be playing with this specific assist, yes, it is better to do on P1, though I have heard that certain infinites involving the Beautiful Joe bomb that only work on P1 side are tournament banned. So I guess they thought about this. Since it's such a specific thing, yeah, they don't let people do this in tournament, these things that are only possible on the P1 side. So I guess that's smart. But of course, we can't talk about controller port advantage in fighting games without discussing Super Smash Brothers. So Super Smash Brothers doesn't have the issue that Mortal Kombat 9 had, where, you know, player one will win trades. They thought about that. In this game, you either clash or you actually trade with each other and both take damage. So yeah, we don't have that issue, but just about everything else in the game, if both players do it at the same time, player one wins. So one obvious example is throws, right? If both players try to throw each other at the same time, player one will always win. So obviously, this is a very big advantage for player one. You can see, just to show it again, yeah, we're definitely throwing on the exact same frame, but player one will always win. And another example is picking up items. Here you'll see if we both fight over this same item, it's right here between us, you can see player one will always pick up the item when it is between the two players. So once again, boom, player one always wins the trade of picking up the item if they try to do it at the exact same time. Another very subtle way that the ports can affect the match is actually where you spawn. You can see player one here, we spawned down at the bottom of the screen, whereas player two spawned up on the platform, and that is consistent. That will happen every time. But now instead, I've switched the controllers around. Now we're on ports 3 and 4, and you'll see we spawn on kind of much more neutral locations here. We each spawn on a platform instead of one below and one above. So yes, this is a thing in tournaments. I believe before, you know, they would have the players kind of agree to put their controllers into more neutral positions. But now a lot of tournaments run modded versions of Melee, and they'll have mods that automatically fix the spawn location so that one player doesn't get a big advantage. Because for certain characters, you know, being on a platform versus not, or being closer to the edge versus farther from the edge, can make a huge difference. So yes, there's about a million tiny other little things that are hard to show that are affected in this game by which controller port you're plugged into. Stuff like trying to grab the ledge on the exact same frame. Player one will always grab it first. Physics of the game is greatly affected by what port you're in. Like if you're both trying to occupy the same space on screen, you know, player one will push player two around and have the priority of being put in that spot. So yeah, there's a lot of little things, and obviously I'm not a Smash expert, so I would love if you guys down in the comments could let me know some of the things that I missed. I also know that port priority is an issue in other Smash games as well, like Brawl, just a little bit less so than it is in Melee, because again, like Melee's an older game. Older games tend to just have more bugs and weird stuff and issues. But I also want to put the call out to you guys, if there are other fighting games that you know of where the controller port, or being P1 versus P2, can make a actual difference in gameplay, let me know, because it's definitely something rare. It is something we do not see that often in the realm of traditional fighting games. So yeah, if you guys can think of any other examples other than the ones in this video, let me know. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And, like and subscribe if you're not already. It really helps me out. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.